the Super Vader for 100 here, back for another retro review, and this time I'm reviewing Ultimate Muscle, which is the sequel to the hit manga Kinnikuman and is known as Kinnikuman Nisei, which translates to Kinnikuman Next Generation in Japan. Kinnikuman Nisei was released in 1998 and was brought here in America in 2002, and it aired on 4Kids' Fox Box cartoon on Block. The Kinnikuman Nisei or Ultimate Muscle wasn't as popular as the original Kinnikuman anime, so the Ultimate Muscle anime was canceled only after 51 episodes. But when it came here in 2002, it was so popular that Toei ordered a second set. Toei made 2 more seasons of the show just for the American market. I wish the show would have been more popular in Japan. That way they could have aired. That way they could have made more seasons after the Children Olympics. The anime ends at the Children Olympics arc, but the manga has more stories featuring the characters of Ultimate Muscle after the Children Olympics arc. This show is awesome. Just like the first show, the show is action packed. Some of the best action battles ever. A lot of awesome, cool characters like Kid Muscle, Wally Tuskett, Terry Man, Dick Van Dyke. Meat returns here as Kid Muscle's trainer. Checkmate, not my favorite, but a cool character too. Kevin Mask, another awesome Kevin Mask, the son of Robin Mask, another awesome character who originally starts out as an antagonist but becomes a more of an anti-hero later. Cool bad guys like Hanzo, Mars, one of the criminally underrated and best bad guys in this show. Mars, Diabolic, the first member of the DMP, who are the very first major antagonists of the first arc, and Destruction, a Bruiser Brody looking wrestler who is Saddam Hussein's favorite wrestler in the manga, and with horns, and Photopat, a photo machine that takes death shots of people. Just lots of awesome characters, lots of exciting battles. Just like the first show, awesome artwork and superior animation. The animation got even better during the Ultimate Muscle show, and some of the characters gained new color schemes. It's hilarious. The jokes and puns are hilarious, just like in the first show. I'll be rolling out laughing. I still die laughing listening to some of the dialogue, facial expressions, and jokes from the main character. Everyone has a sense of humor, even the bad guys. The most serious of bad guys. The plot is that this show is set several years after the original Kinnikuman show ended, and the Muscle and Earth has enjoyed relative peace for some time, but a giant fist hits Mount Fuji, containing a new threat. That's the DMP. The Muscle League encounters this threat and get badly beaten live on pay-per-view. Due to the fact that the Muscle League has not had to fight for real in a long time, the DMP quickly beat them due to their superior technique and having youth on their side. So Ramen Man proposes that they are too old to fight. The DMP. So Ramen Man comes up with the suggestion of finding King Muscle. They don't know who he is, so Ramen Man suggests that they find his son Kid Muscle, who is the main character of this show. Kid Muscle, due to the fact they've been raised in peace, is spoiled, lazy, and pretty much a coward. And when they try to bring him to the Hercules factory, which is where they train the wrestlers, he runs off and later runs into later runs into meet Kinnikuman's trainer from the first series. Kinnikuman's trainer from the first series. When this happens, they encounter the very first. Kim also encounters the very first antagonist, Adversarius, who was the first member of the DMP. The audience gets to see Kid Muscle. Kid Muscle beats him. Kid Muscle beats him, and then later boards a ship to the Hercules factory. Hercules factory, where he survives several survival tests. Meets and befriends Terry Man, Wally Tuskett, and Dick Van Dyke, and he fights his father to graduate from the Hercules factory and depart from Earth to fight the DMP. And this is where the story picks up when he gets to Earth. When he gets to Earth, he meets a woman named Roxanne and her friends. Don't really like those characters, but I'm just telling people here to move along the story. And then he fights each member of the DMP, and after several mishaps, Kid Muscle and his friends defeat the DMP. Then the story continues with the Next Generation arc, the filler arc, which is the Poison 6-pack arc, and then the No Respect arc, and then finally the anime finishes with the Children Olympics arc. Like I said, in the manga, there's more stuff after the in the Japanese version of the manga, there's more stuff after the Children Olympics arc, but the show wasn't that popular, so it ended here at the Children Olympics arc. Like I said, just an awesome show. Some of my favorite arcs are, of course, the very first arc, the DMP arc, which started it all. I love the wrestling arena in that arc. All the matches and fights in that arena were just awesome. That was probably the best arena in the whole arc. The Next Generation arc, where they meet characters like Jaeger. They meet characters like Jaeger, and they fought other characters like a water guy named Hydrozoa, a road sign named Road Rage, what's the other dude's name? And the main antagonist himself, Scarface, who later turns out to be Mars, a member of the DMP, the last remaining member of the DMP. That was an awesome arc, and Mars was so hard of a challenger that Kid Muscle had to invent a new move, the Muscle Millennium, to defeat him. After that, the next arc is the Poison 6-pack arc. That was a good filler arc. It wasn't my favorite arc, but it was a good, funny arc and good for TV. The arc after that, I love the No Respect arc, which is where Kid Muscle fights Fort Colossus, some kind of tractor building type guy. Hanzo, my favorite villain in this arc. Hanzo, a samurai ninja who likes to steal faces, and Bone Cold, who is a parody of Stone Cold, who kills Meat's father. This is where the show, this arc and the last arc, the Generation X arc, is where the show starts to really get darker. It opens up fairly lighthearted and maintains that tone throughout the show, but starting with the Generation arc, the show starts to get a little darker, dealing with a lot of violence, death, and psychological trauma, and severe injuries. Some of my favorite episodes include the very first episode, which introduces you to the plot, introduces you to the characters, Kid Muscle, the plot, which is to stop the DMP, and Kid Muscle meeting Meat and defeating Adversarius. Episode 3 and 4, where Terry Man and Kid Muscle, they fight Buffalo Man and King Muscle respectively to graduate from the Hercules factory, and then graduate from the Hercules factory. Kid Muscle fights his father in an awesome, hilarious, and dramatic battle to graduate from the Hercules factory. Then they depart for Earth. Here is where Kid Muscle meets Kevin Mask and the DMP, and Dick Van Dyke fights the DMP and gets beat up fights Kevin Mass and gets beat up twice. Then then of course, like I said, I love all the episodes in the Generation arc. I love the episode where Kid Muscle fought a villain named Toilinator. Also love the episode where in that same episode of a wrestler named Destruction fought a wrestler named Photopat. Then another episode where Destruction, who defeated and killed Photopat, fought a half human airplane looking guy named Comrade Turbinsky. And another episode where a guy in armor named Ricardo Bull of Brazil fought a giant building called Sly Scraper, which is actually the first episode of Ultimate Muscle I think I've ever watched, back in 2003 on the Fox box. Like I said, just an awesome show. I wish there was. The only problem I hate is that there wasn't any more stuff after the Children Olympics arc. It ended with Kid Muscle defeating Kevin Mass to become the champion of the Children Olympics. But I wish there was more stuff after that. All right, the Super Vader 400 out.